Hi everyone, welcome back to World of Mike the Partwork Wrangler, and we have Build the Darlek, yes, brought to you by Hachette Partworks, and we are going to be building this beast of a Darlek because apparently it's like really big. It is going to be a whopping 82 centimeters tall, so I cannot wait to get into this. Remote controlled movement lights and sound effects. So yeah, this is going to be really good. Then on the back here, we also have lots of detailing going on here. I have had this for a bit, that's why it looks crinkled in there. But as you can see, we've got faithfully reproduced. We've got features, remote controlled movement lights and sound effects, rotating body, inside your magazine, anatomy of Darlek, the time vortex, adventures in time and space, and step-by-step instructions. Easy to build 1-2. We've also got interchangeable weapons, light up eye stalks, and a detailed interior. Then we've also got issue 2. Let's get into this. I normally keep the blister packs, but it is the only copy I've got at the moment, so I'll have to speak to Basil and see whether he can get me another one, because I like to keep the issue ones. But yeah, so let's get into the magazine itself. It comes in this beautiful cellophane pack, as you can see here. So let's get into here and get into all this goodness. So as you can see, right, so see what we got in this lovely magazine. So we've got issue 1. It reminds me of when I used to do the Doctor Who figurine collection. That collection, bloody hell, did it drag on. It never ever ended. And then back in the time, Eagle Moss would just give you the same figure and then just swap the colours around to make it look like a new figure when it weren't. Like, it was like, it ran on for like 4 years. So, oh, that's a lovely poster. Look at that. Oh, wow. That would be quite nice to frame that. That is gorgeous. Oh, wow. So inside here we've got the Darlek Exterminate. The Time War Darlek, and as you can see, this is going to be quite packed with information here. It's absolutely massive. And then we've got obviously the Darlek eye stalk here. Doesn't look like we're going to be powering anything up in today's issue. We're just going to be putting some electronics into the eye stalk assembly here, attaching that up to a cable, and then as you can see here we've got the cabling itself. We're coming up in issue 2 is the eye stalk, and I believe that's where we get to test it. And then issue 3 we get the dome, a bit like R2-D2's dome. So yeah, it's going to be quite interesting to see. You've also got yourself this lovely little slip if you want to get this from your newsagent. You just fill that in and they will sort that out for you. Inside here, if you subscribe to Hachette Partworks, you will see that you will get issue 2, and then obviously issue 3 will be free, and then the TARDIS keychain $7.99, and we've got some lovely gifts in this one. So we've got a TARDIS keychain, a binder, a tool set, which I believe you did get in the Eddie Stobart build, and a beautiful blue mug. And there's the mandate if you would like to send that off in the post. It's free post all the way over to Ringwood. And as you can see, Darlek blueprint mug with your 7th delivery. So that's that. And then I believe we've got another manual here, but this looks like a massive poster. Oh my days, this is going to be good. And then as you can see, easy to build, same sort of things again. And then it's just going into the model specs here with the base size is 60 centimeters times 48 times 11 centimeters, and the total height is a whopping 82 centimeters, and PC is about 700 to 800 approx. So as you can see on here, again, it's just going into the free gifts that you get if you're a subscriber. I don't subscribe, so I won't get them unless Barry can get hold of them somehow. If he subscribes, he might be sending them my way. But wow, look at this. Oh man, what they've done is just blown that poster up we just saw in issue 1. But look at that. Oh my days, look at that. That is beautiful. I always associate that with a plunger because it looks like a plunger. And then as you can see, it's just got that beautiful array of the poster. Absolutely gorgeous. So let's put that back in there like so. That is one beautiful piece. Now we've got the parts here, as you can see, very retro here with the orange blister packaging, which looks quite nice. So I can't wait to see how that comes about. Don't really want to open it, it's that retro. So they've got like what looks to be tape down here, but I can get that off. Wow, that's quite thick tape. So we'll get into this if we can. There we go. Come on, come on, come on. Yep. And I believe issue 2 at the time of recording this on the 25th of January 2025 is already out. So I will be going to the newsagents to get that soon. So I've got a file thing, so they'll put it aside for me each week, which is nice. There we go. Right. Lovely. So let's take this out of here. I just love that colour. It's so retro, isn't it? I love it. And inside here are our parts. Okay, very nicely done. So inside here we've got ourselves the components which will make up the Darlek's eye stalk, as you can see. And we've also got, this is lovely how they've protected this in like a, this has actually got its own sort of protection here, so that's quite nice. Okay, so we're probably going to be securing that with something in a minute. So we'll get that out. That comes in 2 parts there. Okay, and then we get ourselves the best part, all the electronics there. Absolutely gorgeous. So I thought that ribbon cable looked bent then, but it looks okay. So let's get that ready for, whoops. Let's get that out as well, because we're going to be needing that in a minute. So we'll get that there ready. And we've also got ourselves a cable. And we've also got ourselves this gorgeous nut. Wow, that's quite heavy. I think that's the first time we've ever had a nut in like the first issue in a build. That's fantastic. And then we've got ourselves, is there something there? We've got ourselves the lens itself. Okay, lovely. So first things first, what we want to do is we want to get ourselves the actual section here. So this is going to be, let's get that down as best as we can here. What we're going to do is we're going to get this little circuit board screen, if you like, and first things first is we want to remove the film from the screen. So you can see there's like a little green tab here. We're just going to peel that off. Now be careful not to get fingerprints on that, because it's got to go into this little section here. So as you can see, we've got the 3 holes in this circuit board. As you can see in my hand through the other side. We're going to flip that up. It's quite heavy, which is nice, and they're going to fit onto these 3 prongs. Okay, so we're going to pop that into there like so, which looks really good. I'm just checking where that wire is going to feed. I don't think we're going to, yeah, I think that'll just sit under there. I don't think we need to use that bit, so that's good. So that will be that section there. Next, what we need to do is we need to encapsulate, or encase if you like, the 3 prongs that we've just done. We need to now feed into here. So what we need to do is turn it upside down, and then we need to connect these 2 parts up very carefully into the sockets, and just push that round the edge, as you can see, and that will go in there pretty nice. So as you can see, when it's all powered up, that will shine from out there, and then you've got the electronics on the outside, making sure you've got clearance for the cable itself. Lovely jubbly. So that's that section. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to get the lens, and we're going to need this dome part, because the next part we get to do is to put the lens in. Now you're going to want there's like an edge going around here, so you want like the semicircular bit facing inwards, and that's just going to go into that section by the looks of it. But there is a nut there, sorry, I've got the wrong piece. That would explain it. That goes into that section like so. Right, so let's moving on. We're then going to get our contraption that we just did here, and that is just, I believe, just going to sit over the top of it. So I'm just checking here, because I don't think there's a specific way it goes, but I can see there's like little tabs on the edge here, So I reckon what's going to happen is that's just going to feed into the little tabs that we've got there, and that will sit in there pretty snug. And then it looks like, I think we might be twisting that in. Let's have a look here. So I don't know, I might just change that a minute and just check. I'm not sure on that at the moment in time, but as you can see, there is little sides in the slot, so yeah, I think this is supposed to like slot in, so it doesn't seem to be, it's not allowing me to do that at the moment. Let's just try here and see whether, oh yeah, it's getting that. Okay, I'm not going to force it, but it only seems to go a little bit, so I'm not going to force that. It's snug, so I think that'll be fine. And then what we're going to do next is to put the cable in the back. So this is the cable, and when I was watching Wilder Wayne do this, he said that there's a way that you can flatten this out. So basically he was saying something about that you pull the wire very tightly like this, and then apparently that's supposed to flatten that out. So yeah, so it's getting there a bit, just needs a bit more tightness. So it's supposed to like unravel it, so, which it's done it pretty well I think, but it's still a little bit curly. So I can see on here we've got SX on here. So what we need to do is now to plug this into the mechanism here. I think that's the shorter cable. There's two different cables here, so yeah, it'd be the one with the longer thing on that. So let me see if I can just get that into there. It's not liking it, so maybe it's the other way. Yeah, there we go. So as you can see, it was struggling a bit there, but if it don't go in, you turn it around the other way, and that's that. Okay, lovely. So once we've done that, that's the thing locked in. It doesn't seem to, I might have to have a look at this because it's not allowing me. You see it goes round and then it seems to get stuck, so I might have to have a look at that. So yeah, I don't know, but that's our little lens there. And then what it wants us to do is to then put this nut into position, and that's going to circulate down there. Now they are saying in the magazine, if we just bring that over, it does actually say we recommend using super glue, which is easy to apply, fixes a wide range of materials, and is fast drying. Gel type super glue is easier to control. And basically it's just saying to dip the end of a cocktail stick or similar into the glue, then apply it to the surface to be fixed in the case. So basically what they want us to do is to basically, it looks as if they want us to glue that in, but then over here it's saying make sure you do not get any glue on the thread of the nut. So I'm going to leave that until we get to the stage where we have to put that in, because at the moment I don't feel like that needs to be glued in at the moment. So as you can see, they don't want the glue on the thread, but I reckon they'll probably just want it round the edge, you know, or maybe at the sides. So what we can do is I will get some glue now. So yeah, I'm assuming what they want us to do is to just sort of like glue that in so it just doesn't rattle about and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get a bit on that. So we'll be careful here, but they do say to not get it on the thread, because the problem is if you get that on the thread, you're gonna have problems with it, the like whatever screws in it trying to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack that, just give it a little bit of a tack around there. I'm not going to do it all the way, but just a gentle tack, maybe a bit there. And then what I can do is just place that nut into there like so and let that dry. And as you can see, it's not on the thread itself, so that just allows it to secure into position. And again, there's no reason why that needs to come undone. Okie dokie, so once we've done that, we'll give that a few minutes to set. But what we're going to do is we're going to feed this wire through the middle here, but as you can see, that is looking pretty cool. So I think that's probably set now, it's not falling out. It's quite a fast glue, this one. It's called Gorilla Glue, and basically what we're going to do is to push that through here, as you can see. And then what will happen is we'll put this through here like so, and then it looks as if it's going to go through there like so, and then somehow we've got, I can see there's like little, yeah, there's little like channels on the edge here, and that's going to lock into this mechanism here. So we'll just pop that into position if it will let us. There's something blocking that. Let's try it that way. And then you just lock it. So as you can see, unlock, then lock. So for example, if any reason why this cable doesn't work, you need to have access to get into there. So you just twist it like so, and then you've got access to get to the cable itself. So as you can see, I'm going to lock that into position once again, and there we go. That's our first issue done. Really can't wait to see what that powers up like. But as you can see, that is our first section done. Completed work, as you can see there, and we will be going on to issue 2, which is a really fun issue, because what happens is we get to actually put this section that we've just done onto the eye stalk. It's actually quite heavy because you've got the nut in there and obviously the circuit board, and we put these discs all along the eye stalk there. But that is Doctor Who, the Dalek, issue number 1. Yeah, a lot of people have wanted this build for quite some time. So yeah, I mean, I'm quite into the Dalek. I like Doctor Who, and yeah, I thought I'll go for this one and see how it turns out, really. Looking forward to seeing how it progresses. But if you like that and you would like to subscribe, the link to this to subscribe to is in the description of the video. And you can subscribe to this at hatchetpartworks.co.uk, or you can also use their online shop where you can just buy the individual issues if you don't want to be tied to a subscription. But thank you for watching. The next issue will be up next week. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and we will see you very soon for another video. Bye.